Hello, my fellow strawmen, and welcome back to the Fields of Hay. The internet is chock full of theists asking questions for atheists, and today I'll be spending some time answering a few of those questions. If you're someone who's on the fence about your beliefs or are just interested in understanding how an atheist like myself views the world, I hope you'll find this insightful. Our first video comes from a channel called Truly Mo, who doesn't think I can answer his question.
Question number 1. What happens after you die?
I think the most likely thing is a peaceful nothingness, quite alike to what it was before I was born. I intend to live this life to the fullest so that I can go into that nothingness with as few regrets as possible. And in the event that I am wrong and that there is a judgment waiting for me, I think it is still far more likely for that judgment to be based on action in this life rather than belief. I have a strong set of humanist principles, so even if there is a possibility that I am sent to hell, I think the actions I take in life should reasonably minimize those chances.
Science cannot tell you what happens after you die. It's as simple as that. Science cannot tell you what happens after you die. There's a bunch of guesses out there. There's a bunch of people that think they know, but science cannot prove what happens after you die. Science cannot tell you there's an afterlife, but religion can. Islam can. Christianity can.
The way Mo ends the clip, it sounds to me like he already has an answer in mind. He says that atheism can't provide an answer, but the actual truth is that it provides an answer he doesn't like. I don't think he's comfortable with the idea of his own mortality, and he is stuck in the belief that there must be some afterlife. And while religion can make plenty of empty promises about eternal rewards, they can do exactly as much as science can when it comes to proving what happens to the soul. Absolutely nothing. And despite starting with question number 1, I could find no question number 2 on his channel, so on to the next clip. This one comes from one of our friends from Answers in Genesis, one Eric Hovind.
What would you say if somebody challenged you on how do you know that God exists? Can I give you 4 questions that I use when I'm talking to skeptics and atheists? Is it impossible for the God of the Bible to exist?
Yes. By my argument device, I believe that a consciousness cannot be the fundamental thing. Since the God of the Bible is the fundamental thing within the Christian worldview, and he is conscious, I believe his existence to be impossible.
Is it impossible for the Bible to be what it claims to be?
Yes. Besides my answer to the first question, the only part of the Bible that could corroborate its divine inspiration would be the prophecies, but they are far too vague to live up to the standards of specificity and falsifiability that real prophecies should live up to. The only standards the biblical prophecies meet are the same ones that psychics, faith healers, and other con artists do. If the Bible was what it claimed to be, it would not contain such garbage.
Could the God of the Bible reveal things to us in such a way that we can be absolutely certain of them?
I think Eric is used to atheists saying no to his first 2 questions. This one really doesn't work well when the first 2 answers are both yes. But to still answer his question, yes. If I was wrong about everything I've said so far and God actually did exist as claimed, then he could send miracles in the modern day, which would leave no doubt. But don't hold your breath.
Those are the 3 questions I asked that set up my worldview, the Christian foundation. Then I ask one question that totally undermines the entire atheist worldview. Could you be wrong about everything you think you know?
Yes. Any other answer is overblown ego. Of course I could be wrong. If my argument device is no good and I'm on the path to hell right now, I'd sure appreciate it if someone pointed out what was wrong with it so I could stop basing my belief off it. Of course, I have to ask the same question back. To any theist watching, could you be wrong about everything you think you know? All the scriptures, all the miracles, all the prophets, is it possible that you could be wrong about all of them? In fact, let me reverse those other questions while I'm here. Is it really impossible for the God of the Bible not to exist? Is it impossible for the Bible to not be what it claims? If you said yes, I'd love to know how you get there. Eric starts this clip by pointing out that Christians need an answer to why they know God exists. I can't help but notice that instead of offering a reason, all he did was point out that it's possible for atheists to be wrong, which is true for all of us, theist or atheist, and that God is possible, which I would only agree with to the extent that it is a coherent proposition. I don't think it's actually possible in the sense that God could exist in reality, and I'm wondering if Eric has any reasons why he believes God could. Our final clip today comes from Jordan Jameson from the channel Go With Jordan, who also has some questions he doesn't think I can answer.
Atheists cannot answer this question. We know time, space, and matter was all created at the Big Bang.
No, I don't know that. How do you know that? All I know is that time, space, and matter were pre-existing, and then time dilated, space expanded, and the matter cooled. The first law of thermodynamics says that energy can't be created nor destroyed. How do you square that law with saying that it was all created at the Big Bang?
But if it was all created at the Big Bang, what caused the Big Bang?
It wasn't created, and it was caused by pre-existing matter. I can't say I know all the details, but plausibly the matter was in an extremely dense state, which was unstable and caused the space it occupied to expand. I don't know why it would do this, but having a gap in my knowledge is no reason to put a god there.
The cause would have to be something timeless, spaceless, and immaterial. And the atheist would say, we don't know. So if you don't know, why could it not be God?
Because I do know that consciousness can't spontaneously exist. The fundamental thing, whatever it was not conscious. But besides that, it is a textbook logical fallacy called God of the Gaps to say that you don't know the cause of something, therefore you actually do know, and it's God. In fact, whether it's Alien of the Gaps, Pixie of the Gaps, whatever, saying that you don't know the cause of something, therefore you do, is one of the most blatantly illogical reasons you could use.
And if there is no God, why is there something rather than nothing at all?
I don't know, but neither does anyone else. Let me put it this way. Why is there God rather than nothing? This question is exactly as unanswerable as the one Jordan asks, except that the thing which just is now needs to be an intelligent thinking agent. At least if the universe is the fundamentally existent thing rather than God, we have absolute evidence that it exists. We have no evidence that I'm aware of that God exists. Of course, there are many more questions to be answered, but that'll be it for now. I hope I was able to clarify for some of you what position I hold. Have a great day, and don't forget to go read a fucking book.